Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Inven. I'm here with Antidel. We're putting on a little jank stream of the 2-0 match between Fleury and Lordgoober. Shout out to Antidel for putting together this lovely overlay and site we can use and hosting it tonight. To get to this point, Fleury has beaten Nerukad and Judge Joe. Lordgoober has beaten Kedrill and Cubsroll. So some quality wins under both runners' belts, and ought to be a fun race. Got a Cecil hero. As for the objectives, the main thing to note is only 2 of these are Darkness Crystal gated, Murasame Altar, and the Giant itself. So nothing that requires going deeper on the moon, and a whole lot of key items that we need to find.
Yeah, so runners could be looking to plan to get to 10 key items fairly early before going to the moon. Or at least maybe put off any significant grinding until after getting the 10 key items, since they're likely to have to get a good bit of them to go.
Yeah, but we do have a Cecil hero, so of course as soon as we can beat ordeals, I mean, it's real hard not to find an ogre or a poison axe for him. It's hard not to have heavy armor to enable covering people during the grind, so Cecil's a great facilitator of these.
For sure. And we won't see people fading ordeals, which has been pretty popular so far.
Yeah. I do kind of want to see I really want Fleury to get a seed where he does have like 3 of the altars at the bottom of the moon and a Cecil start, just to see if the nature of a seed can actually twist his arm into doing the red D grind that he made the chart for. Because the seeds, like, I think there's time to do that grind. Like, he said that, you know, if he has a level 23 Palom and a Paladin Cecil, he's going to do it. But the seeds just haven't given us a reason to go bottom up on the moon a whole lot, I think.
Yeah, and I think it's hard. Like, you're investing a lot of time to do that grind, and then you have to be hoping that the moon has a lot of value if you're doing it too.
Yeah. But it's been a whole lot of tons of blue planet and mostly top-down moon, unless someone does have that elusive, you know, like 2 objectives at the bottom. I know that the distribution of key items hasn't been changed, but the moon really doesn't feel like the play to make on these seeds lately. Oh, do you mind sharing your other screen with me on Discord?
I will be happy to do so. And
I just realized.
Fix. Oh, that's fine. Yeah. I had wondered if that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's all good. We got a Sid partner, we got a Sand Ruby, there's an objective and a 3rd character, and a CPU at Baigan. So one of the far less annoying spots for the orbs. Don't break the stream.
Stream's fine.
Okay. I would be so nervous flipping this part over.
No, it's just the Discord part. Although it looks like Goober's crop somehow is off.
It's all good. Goober going to Baron, Fleury heading to Damsian. Surprised we didn't immediately go for the character check. I would want to know, and that would inform my looting quite a bit, depending on who it is. Palom in the inn with the Kaipo guards. Yeah, that's still the overlay screen, not the...
It's fun how it shows me that there's video on it before it goes.
Oh. You can do the virtual camera thing with OBS.
I'm gonna mute myself while I do this. You go ahead and go.
Yeah. You just let me know when to... Oh. Hi, welcome back. I can't keep going when you're not here to pick up my audio, but... It's all good. Elven Bow. Yeah, we got the Watery Pass, Dragoon Gloves. There's some good defense. Not that that's really what we need. Poison Axe. There's a MacGiant facilitator. Assassin Knife, Gungnir. Handy stuff, both of those. But I want to see who this character is. Mute arrows, good purchase. If you, yeah, mute arrows and archer bow, or elven bow and any arrows. That's Kane. This is going to be advantage Lordgoober here at that Gungnir early on. Definitely the better weapon find that I've seen. I may have missed something that Fleury picked up in the ruined castle. But Goob is going to be very satisfied with the watery pass looting here. We'll see if Kane's thirst for a good weapon leads Fleury elsewhere. You know, exits are nice, but Cecil will learn it naturally. So, just a few. Shave off a little early game time here. Both characters will have that fourth objective, of course. Just yeah, archer bow. Okay, we're just converting Sid. So we're gonna have Earth Hammer and Poison Axe on Fleury's side versus Gungnir on Goob's. I mean, these weapons are fine early game, but the Gungnir definitely better upswing in the long term. Hey, there we go. I am now actually a couple seconds ahead of y'all instead of a couple seconds behind y'all. Thank you, Auntie. The stream team scene is working for us now. Goob even pulling a Dwarf Axe to put that Kane in the back row. Just a Mylon Z here at the first fight. Mylon Z never really a threat, so it's actually a little sad to see this one here. Inventory management during the conversation, and the Earth Hammer with its fire element. That would have one-shot even if we hadn't already taken the swing. Yeah, starting item was the Sand Ruby. That's right, Nara. And we have a hook, so can add a fourth character pretty quickly here, get to a gated shop if we so choose. Fleury did buy 4 exits, and that's going to give him plenty of opportunities to consume them early in the seed. How many characters do you want? I mean, we will have access to what? 6 total here if there are no dupes. Fleury's going to show us the Hobbs character. Goob already showed us the Palom in Baron Inn. And Odin at a fairly benign spot, though starting Thor Rages alone would clean this up, even if we didn't have pretty decent weaponry on the rest of the team. Yang, nice enough to come with a claw that actually has some utility at some point. I mean, I guess Charm Claw does if you are truly desperate for a ×4 giant weapons, but not today. Auntie, you back with me yet? I think Antidel may have muted himself in the Discord call.
No, I've muted myself in OBS. Because I'm trying to do slight crop adjustments, but...
Oh, okay.
And that's probably why the timer paused.
Whoop! Oh, you apparently have both game audios up at once as well, per the Twitch chat.
Well, they can deal with that.
Yeah, it's called a jank stream for a reason.
Had so much time early that I forgot to actually mute one of them.
Nothing really appealing here. We are getting the white arrow purchase, which I think is a little silly when you've already fought Mylon Z. But, you know, maybe Fleury's blanking on that part. Oh, and chat pointing out that Lordgoober's not using game audio, so there's only one set of music anyway. Just a whole bunch of sound effects. The crowd kind of likes it. DKC at Fabul. The overworld boss checks are free. This group of burly men shrugging them all off. Moving some more junk items down here. Slumber swords, ancient swords. Not going to be using those. Bull yields. Rat tail. Okay. We may not have had any hook-based objectives, but the early game is directing us towards all that kind of stuff anyway. And he'll say that left-right crop does look a lot better on Goob now. Good job. Silk webs, tents, and life potions. That's a nice shop. I don't think I like only buying 10 life potions when you've not seen a white mage yet, though. I think I would have found something else to sell there. I mean, I guess you do come back to Fabul anyway as soon as you get underground, because, well, you can elect to. Do Sheila 1 without the pan, and that would be the time to pick up a few extra. And of course, with life potions being one of the safety items, you have a good chance of seeing them in a second shop somewhere. But MacGiant grinds, I really want to have more than just my starter kit plus 10. Heroine robe and not a single lady on the team to wear it. But you're very happy having it in the long run. It's going to come in very useful at some point. I will be shocked if we get to the Zromas fight with 0 white mages on the team. Goob gonna go ahead and find another Gungnir in Eblin Cave. That's probably good news for Fleury, because I can't see him not looting a little bit of Eblin Cave with how gear hungry this team is. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not saying that these players can't beat Zromas with these 5 characters. I'm just talking about the likelihood of it. Illusions and Hermes in the item shop of Eblin Cave. 2 other tools that are very handy for a MacGiant grind. Turtle at a spot with only 4,000 HP, nothing to worry about here. Yeah, there was a Fireclaw in the weapon shop. We have already fought Mylon Z though, so a lot of its utility is already stripped from our runners, I think. Oh, and wait, Rat Tail was an objective. I'm a fool. Fleury has gotten the Rat Tail and turned it in, so my brain completely whiffed that there was a hook-based objective on that list. Yeah, any white mage is a good white mage. I looked away though. Who was the ruby spot? Oh, okay. We'll let I could hit the clip button, but I trust Twitch chat. I'm sure they'll tell us. Anyway, there's a pass. Be handy in the long run. Goob also had a few exits from Kaipo, using those now to avoid walking back out. Didn't see the Stellman chest, so rather efficient looting in there, I'd say. Yeah, if Antidel goes muted for a bit, it's probably because he is doing the work of like a whole bunch of different things on Restream and tracking and trying to add comments, but I'm sure he will be back whenever he starts to talk and realizes that I'm pretending I can't hear him. Well, not pretending. I'm actually not hearing him.
But it's fun pretending.
Yeah, the overworld fights here, absolutely benign. Like, a whole lot of things that are easy this early, and not just easy this early, but you likely would not want to see them later. Kenatsu and Odin being out of the pool, both very nice. DKC not being at certain nasty spots, very nice. Not saying that, you know, they're going to have easy street all the way to the end, but I do like seeing some of these bosses this early. I'm personally a little torn on Fleury not peaking the character, but I guess with how strong this team is, it's fine. But I want white mages, you know, and I want them to start getting XP as soon as possible.
Yeah, he could be doing it as just a time savings in general, maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like I think it's good in this situation with this team, but I'm always like, I want that XP. I want it. But yeah, I mean, we know that there's a white mage there. He doesn't. For all he knows, it's just a duplicate of one of these dinguses.
It's true. Could also be an edge, which would, like, it's always the, is it a white mage or an edge? And I know we picked up at least a long sword.
Yeah. One subtle thing that Fleury did here, did remove the Ice Claw before starting swinging with Young to remove that half damage. Beldam resists all 3 of your standard elements, so don't use an elemental claw if you can help it. Goob, of course, also has no problem with this Baron N. And we're going to get to see who he swaps Palom out for here. Or if this is a leave the kid alone until it's slingshot time.
There are definitely a lot of runners I've seen, or at least a few runners I've seen, embrace that strategy in this flag set a good bit. Although they do it more with Rydia than they do with Palom.
Yeah, Rydia is just so hard to get online if you don't find a good summon orb. I mean, I'm sure someone has crunched the numbers, but well, no, okay, I'm gonna go look. I gotta know the difference in XP between Rydia learning Virus and Palom learning Quake.
It's a lot.
Yeah, like, and that just alone justifies it in my book. Rydia, stats, raw. So Rydia, it's 25 when she learns Virus. So that is just shy of 70,000 XP. Whereas Palom learns Quake with 38.5 thousand. So, yeesh.
Mm-hmm. And I know that there's been discussion, partially because I opened up a thing in the Fork Feedback and Ideas section of the Discord, of talking about some spell rebalancing in various ways, and there's been a lot of people chiming in. But I know that when I did some reorganizing of things in spell lists for the Fork that I've been slowly working on, Rydia got to learn some stuff a little bit earlier. Like, she doesn't learn it as early as Palom a lot, because not only does she just have an XP deficit at the same levels, but her summons cover for a bit, but like Virus is useless for her at that late.
Ooh, another objective key item. They are coming in pretty quickly. We're going to have access to 3 objectives before we even go underground. So, Twin Harp on the menu here. And I think Fleury still has a couple exits left, even though he won't know the spell just yet.
There's two of them right there and one out.
Hey, I guess we are finding a use for those white arrows he bought earlier. To do a whopping 144 damage to Dark Elf. Main thing here is we do want to get the transformation before the weak spell, and we do. That was a good hit. 320 instead of the sadder little sub 2 hundos.
Yeah, but you mentioned with the weak spell, it's the one thing that would make this fight dangerous for Cecil here. Yeah. If that had landed on him.
And there we go. So if you're in Fleury and soon to be Lordgoober's situation here, are you doing Twin Harp before or after you go underground? Especially since we started with 2 sirens instead of just 1.
It would help if I remembered who the hook boss was, because it'd be a little important. I could get behind doing a couple things in Evelyn to get exit and maybe Zerk on your white mage, and then just go do Harp in case it's Magma Key.
Yeah. For me, just because of how much I do love the doing Magnus right after I've taken a ton of damage from all the damage tiles. And this has bitten me and countless other people on races before, but I would absolutely go hook route here, get my Fey March and my Sheila 1, and then let Dark Elf heal me back to full. And I would probably, run into something terrible on the hook route and regret my decision in full.
Yeah, and I do think whoever is at the Ruby spot is a huge influence on the decision. We know parents aren't going to be there, though. That's really sad for the runners.
Yeah. Usually like to see them later for the free XP and the free item check, but no dice. Check in for a Vanilla Mist as well. Nope. I mean, I guess this makes a lot of sense. Do we know anyone who hates the hook route as much as Fleury hates the hook route?
Maybe that one dying soldier and on the actual hook route. That'd be about it.
Let's see. We did only start with 2 Star Veils, so definitely going to pick up a few extras here. So Fleury will have 5 running through the rest of the game. Goob here casts Comment on Paladin, but the turn order looks like it used Porum's spell power instead of Palum's. But I like seeing Comment. It's a fun spell.
I just wish it, came out more lively when I wanted it, and not when I didn't.
Yeah. Now, we do have a logical way underground, of course, so I think the Star Veils are an even better play than one may think, just because it always feels to me that if I have a way underground, the gratuitous checks I do in the overworld will have one of the unsafe bosses. And we've not seen a single one of the unsafe bosses yet, so Val down here won't be a problem thanks to Kane, but Gulp has to be a little annoying, I think, because his spells won't actually damage him with the Reflect. You'll still have to chew through the HP with actual offense.
Yeah, and Fleury's team doesn't have a lot of actual offense.
That Earth Hammer will do work though if it is
Golbez,
if it is
yeah.
Golbez, yeah. I feel that something's wrong when your Cecil is not paralyzed at the start of your Dark Elf fight. Wait, what am I forgetting here? He's not paralyzed because he's not wearing metallic gear, apparently.
Yeah, he's got like an archer bow and white arrows, and I think that's it.
And yeah, not saving before the Dark Elf fight's a very common thing. It's usually either this fight is something that you absolutely cannot win with your team, or you absolutely can win. And thus, like, it's not one where a quick save and reset and redo will mitigate it. There are exceptions, of course, but usually if you can't beat it, you need to come back later or find other gear.
Yeah, the main exception that has definitely reared its head in races is a wyvern. Here, but
That's the Black Omen, right? Or is it the Undersea Palace? Those two things are so similar to me. Okay, it is Black Omen. Thank you, Xena. Thank you, Emma. This fight won't be a problem. Yeah, Auntie, the other real big nasty that someone sent me a seed featuring was actually Ruby here. Can be shockingly bad.
yeah, if you don't have
because you're not gonna really do yeah. If you can't do the ice damage and you're just trying to do physical attacks, you're eating so much pain. And I don't think we've even found Cure 2s with this squad yet, so. Nice Claw on Yang would have saved everything for this team, though. I like seeing two different fights in two different crystal chambers here.
It's not often that we get to do that.
This poor Cecil, like, Fleury really has to loot and give this poor guy something.
Yeah, it's kind of why I would have been pretty supportive of looting Evelyn Castle before doing this, just for a little more oomph, get Cecil some XP.
And a tower key. Yet another objective? This may be even though this is a hook seed, this may end up being extremely jetty. I did notice that Lordgoober Cecil has an Ogre Axe, so yet another part of a MacGiant grind set up, already enabled over there. But Fleury does look to be a whole check ahead here, although his Porum will have less XP. But that's not too long to fix with life potions and slingshots and things of that nature.
Yeah, if we can set up the quad ogre fight and be protected through it, not so bad.
Oh, and there's another cute thing that Fleury was doing, of course. You know, as soon as you move the hovercraft from the rat tail to the hook route, you're going to get a pink tail from your next key item check, and he just had to keep that from happening. Perfect sense. Alright, here's the good Kane news. Dragoon upgraded. Yeah, Goob bleeding a few seconds because of multiple hovercraft moves that Fleury didn't have to do. But it does look like he is also going to head up here and do Twin Heart before heading underground. Fleury does pick up that Fire Claw, though.
just curious. I agreed with your earlier analysis of the situation of like, if I've already fought Mylon Z, I don't really care anymore.
Yeah. But also, like, it's cheap. They're, like, what's the word? Is rubric a good word for this?
Yeah.
Maybe not rubric. Yeah, but there are things in your head of, this is a thing that I pick up because if I need it, it saves a ton of time. And keeping full track of what bosses you fought in a seed is for greater players than I am. So, especially in the moment. Especially in the moment.
Yeah, we do see that it's Dr. Dialogue there. At the
So now
spot.
do you keep... So now do you keep Sid around because of the hammer? We don't have a Thunderclaw, do we?
I don't think we do. I think that's actually the question now, yeah, like... It still goes goodbye, but we're probably going to open some boxes.
Yeah, if we get Palom to Quake, we won't really care. But you could tell that was a bigger dilemma than you'd normally expect to have that choice.
Yeah, and that's where having the Star Veils 2 helps on the second form.
Yeah. There's your back row glitch for your... Oh, never
There's your Thunderclaw. That's all good.
Okay. We have everything we need. Sorry, Sid. Catch you next scene. Yeah. I'm surprised Fleury just didn't go for the kill there.
I don't think he really has any good anti-giant equipment on anybody, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, that's a pretty, frankly, gross fight for the reward. For, like, you get 4,200 XP for that fight. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's long. I did say good anti-giant. I'm teasing. I didn't actually realize he had a poison axe.
But yeah, if it's going to take a hot minute, I understand just saying. And also there's the fact that I don't think that would get Porum out of slingshot range, but you probably don't want to risk that. You probably want her to get all the juice from the ogre fight.
Yeah.
And that Aegis shield will make it very, very easy to get XP on everyone here.
For sure. It does explain, and possibly Fleury just didn't have the money for it too, but passing up on the rune rings in the shop, which I was a little surprised by.
But I wonder if Fleury forgot about the poison axe, because the poison axe on Kane would greatly accelerate this Mad Ogre fight, which I assume is incoming.
He did just take it off, right, to give him the gun.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, maybe he's not doing the Mad Ogre fight. Oh. Maybe he also just really hates the poison axe.
It's a very hateable weapon.
Okay, there we go. Good. Slowly but surely carving up some calamari here. There's Underdog Chicken. His job to fear.
One thing I do enjoy is how the community has done a good job of expanding their idea of what's appropriate in a bunch of places where I know when I first started playing, no one ever did Castle Lublin, and you always did the quad ogres on the way down the hook route for the XP. And then that kind of switched for a while as we were playing some more high-powered flag sets, and so you just did Evelyn boxes in order to get your really good weapons, and also get your XP. And now people are like switching it back up a little bit to go back to, oh, maybe there are times that I just want the quad ogres.
Yeah, it's fascinating because you don't realize necessarily how much when the dev team does make changes to the treasure curves, just how much that is going to impact once the community as a whole gets 2,000 seeds under our belt, and we kind of have an idea of what's good and what's a little more risky of a play. But yeah, that's probably my favorite thing about having been in the community for so long, is watching the evolution of both the game and how players respond to those changes in the game, depending on the flag set.
Yeah, it's fun. And also to see what people, like, just as people play for a long time, how many tricks they have in the bag and when they decide to pull them out and when it's appropriate to and stuff.
A life potion on Porum. These are only 5 HP short of maximum. This really couldn't be helped here, as I recently realized myself, to great annoyance. Porum at her base level 10 stats, when lifed up, is not in auto cover range, so there's no harm in putting the heroine robe on her here. She was not going to ever get lifed up into critical HP.
Yeah, I think a lot of characters are in that kind of boat too.
Yeah.
Of at exactly base level, often will stand up on a life potion. Form is great. It will time you out.
Let's get the tag team of Demarine and Pidge in here, and they will both defend. Well, Demarine will defend anyway, Mage. But that's Pidge's child you're talking about. Goob is going to give us the info on what the Stellman chest is. Definitely very well equipped to take this fight on at this point, after having the levels on everybody. Porum with the kill, even. Showing her power. Ooh.
I mean, that's very pleasant.
Yeah.
Should we find an edge?
Yeah. Really good money if we don't.
But also has roughly caught up, just behind going down the hook route. We'll see if Lordgoober does want to follow up and do the quad ogres here or not.
Yeah. Did he just skip the Thunderclaw chest though?
I don't remember. Didn't seem like he
looked like...
picked it up, but also maybe he had picked it up earlier because some of these boxes have already opened on the first way through.
That makes sense. There is Bursk, but no Blink. There is Virus, but no Quake.
And a light sword.
Yeah, it's an upgrade. I honestly think I would rather have an Ogre Axe on this flag set, but what you gonna do? I am really wondering if Fleury is going to take a random encounter here to get Blink and Quake. I would absolutely want Quake for the Lugae fight.
Yeah, Porum got 12 levels, so she's 2 short from Blink, right? I didn't see exactly where Palom ended up.
Yeah. And yeah, on this flag set, MacGiants are just ridiculously good. It is... Getting skilled at that grind can very easily swing the course of a race. And Lightsaber just isn't that much better than it, in my opinion, to make up for the lack of getting quadruple damage on that one particular fight.
Gross.
Yeah. Didn't we find Silk? Yep, they're there. I was pretty cracked as an 8-year-old. I was amazing. Kind of peaked. Things have gone downhill. yeah, this fight is... Oh, God.
I was gonna ask if you were like school spelling bee champion or something at 8 years old.
I made it to county a couple times.
Oh heck yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Of course, Fleury's team here pretty nice for this. Cecil's heavily armored. Palom did get whacked by the bug at the start, but now that he's in cover state, 3 viruses and we'll be out of here. 3 viruses with a little help from jump and power, which don't draw counterattacks. Cecil relentlessly calling the antlion a dwarf. I think that's kind of offensive, Cecil. You need to be nice to your insectoid friends.
Meanwhile, Lordgoober has a harder time with that fight.
Yeah, Goob has the tools for it. It's just, if you walk into it unprepared, it will hurt. That does give a little time back to Fleury. Goob came thundering through that hook route on the second time, but having to stop to do the Mad Ogres will give a little time back.
Yeah. Already having burst going into the fight, letting Porm just take care of everything should have a much smoother time of it.
Yeah. Goob's Ogre Slaying definitely going really fast, though.
Yeah.
Alright, Yang, that's not the one we want your Zerk self to be punching, please. I have very quick 16,500 XP for Goob.
Yeah, and does pick up Quake.
And Blink. There's a good punch from our monk. And is going to go take the safety save. I don't blame Goob for this. That is definitely a... If you were to wipe to Antlion after having fought the Mad Ogre chest, you would just be writhing in agony for the next 30 minutes of the seed, feeling like you're way behind.
Yeah.
So we just need a Darkness Crystal for go mode.
Yeah, that's a little scary.
Yeah.
And then we've been in Darkness Crystal for go mode for like, what, close to 10 minutes?
Yeah,
Probably?
yeah. Ever since the tower key came out of Twin Hearts, but... We do see the Balnab Z form. Does not have the robot vulnerability. Fleury trying to reduce its HP total before it explodes. I think this team's fine no matter who is alive or dead going into phase 2, but there's definitely preferences.
Yeah.
And Emma, I wouldn't get ahead of that. Like, that's not... I think it's still a little too early to make that call. Oh, you're saying if that had happened. If that had happened. Maybe. But Darkness Crystal can still be in a variety of places, and all you really have to do is force someone to choose between Sealed Cave, Barren Key, or Tower of Zod, right? Like, if you get access to all 3 of those coming up here, it's still, you know, you still have to spin that wheel. Yeah. Yeah. I feel you. I just, whenever I'm doing commentary, I do my best to try to envision all the possibilities where things are not said and done, because otherwise I bore myself. I'm like, oh, well, I have to be in the booth for another 40 minutes. Can I go play something else now?
Scar, I don't believe so.
Yeah, and I'll note, I think Goob has the better gear for MacGiant has an Ogre Axe instead of a Poison Axe. But I also know that Goob hates that grind, so.
Yeah, although it has been doing it more often than in early, especially on the early pickup races where there's a flat out refusal to do it.
Yeah.
Has done it and rode it to victory.
Magus Sisters up there. Spell power pretty darn low. Quake kind of cleans that fight, even though we don't have good anti-mage weaponry.
Yeah, Flurry did move the tower key up to 1L spot in the inventory, so probably just going straight up at least to that.
Yeah. I think there's some bosses there that would prompt spending a Siren or two, but I don't think Magus Sisters is one of them for this team.
Yeah,
especially since we have camping supplies too. Like if we hadn't seen tents, maybe not, but yeah, insta-land. Goob in phase 2. There's the poison. I wonder if we'll see Starveil usage over here. The beam attack that's coming. Yeah, there we go. All right. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, rude target choice.
Yeah, and not having this, looks like Goob did skip the Thunderclaw chest, or at least didn't equip it because that Yang only hit for 700.
Yeah, that looks like Cat Claw, Ice Claw based on the animation.
Yeah. So that'll be a notable difference in the rest of it.
Yeah, I don't think Goob's actually in danger, but definitely wants to get Palom back up and start using that spell power. We have, what, Charm Rod, Black Shirt, Gaia Hat kind of thing going on?
Look, it's Mr. Chuckles.
This is why I do top of tower first.
But Floyd does know the appropriate thing. If you step in, you don't move forward at all, and you just hit the A button to clear the text so you can see who's there.
Yeah, knowing you don't have to just walk into the fight here, and that's a very good thing. But this does mean that Flurry will likely need to heal up again before the Sisters fight. I don't see us bothering the... Yeah, I think there's going to be camping, and camping soon.
Yeah, we'll hop another tent probably.
But Goob is through. There's a pitfall. And I think the Shadow Dragon chose poorly.
There were very few good options, to be fair.
I was thinking 8 the 2 mages who were picking, which...
Yeah.
Board face,
That's true.
yeah. Come on. You're supposed to be better than this.
It's gotta balance it out sometimes.
Alright, is Goob going to head directly into the tower, or are we going to seek other pastures? There we go.
I think lure of the objective and a very doable boss fight at the top is just too strong.
Flurry, just burn the cabin. Just burn the cabin. Come on.
This is way too much. This is life tent.
But my one cabin, I might need it.
It's fine. That's why I said life tent. Oh, good.
Oh, Goob, you don't need to be. Nah, you
Yeah, I was just about to ask how you feel about doing these boxes here.
No. When you're one darkness from go mode, you don't do these boxes.
The rewards aren't good enough. If you could still get a crystal sword out of them like it was T Wildish, then maybe.
Yeah.
But this is just a real inefficient use of time.
Yeah. And if you were doing it, you'd want to be one-shotting them. You'd want a Thunderclaw or a big hammer.
Yeah.
This is bleeding a minute a box to very little avail. Like, yeah, Samurai Hat, you're not even going to equip that.
You need to high roll pretty hard on these ones.
Silent Staff helps. You do have the Heroine Robe on Porum, and I don't think we had seen a comparable stat stick, but you can also just make her level 50 and not care.
See, these have a 12% chance for a tier 7 and a 13% chance for a tier 6, so you'd be looking for something this party cares about for tier 7, like Dragoon Spear is a decent high roll and doesn't save you, but it still doesn't save you that much time.
Also, we do have some good anti-mage weaponry. Porum here with the Heroine Robe, the Archer Bow, and the Mute Arrows is kind of going ham in. No, do the fight upstairs first. What are y'all doing?
It's the objective.
But you don't know what the item is until you leave the tower anyway. Like, if we already had the Darkness Crystal, it would be correct to ignore the top of the tower. I will not dispute that.
Yeah.
But even if the tower key is Darkness Crystal for your go mode, you're not knowing that until you get downstairs anyway. And you don't want to walk back up afterwards if it's not.
Thanks, sisters.
That would have been... Asura's still at large.
Yeah.
It's not so bad.
I don't hate
Asura's
it,
still
but it's it is the quintessential. That would have been nice to have before.
Yeah, the sisters gave a Rune Axe, which is, of course, a big anti-mage weapon. If this is Darkness Crystal for Go mode, do you think that we see a check of the freebies at all? Or is this just move along, move along, move along?
I think I could see check of freebies that are also in the same place as a shop. Or on the way to shop, because I think Fleury really does want to shop for an Ogre X.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So Fey March, sure. Check in Fey March. 6 of 8.
Yeah. And we do know that I feel he's a little short on life bots, and we know they're in for bull. So, okay, that's coming. The panic sets in. Not even going to check any of those gated shops for more anti-giant weaponry.
I mean, Kane with the Poison Axe, Young power punching with a Thunderclaw, he's fine.
Cecil with a lightsaber, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's gonna get your 8,000 plus.
Yeah. I don't think Fleury has one. I think he does have the Poison Axe, like Auntie just said. Goob wisely ditching 8 items here. If you see the screen, well, okay. Not 8. Don't just ever swap 1. Let's put it that way. Always swap extras. Get stuff out of your inventory, especially if you don't think you're done looting.
Yeah.
You should be done looting.
Yes. Agreed on all counts there.
Oh, this is cute. Oh, we're setting up for Golbez. Okay. That kind of gives a little bit of merit to the taking the extra fight here, but...
It does, but this is giving Golbez there at that location way too much credit for being dangerous or scary.
Yeah. Fleury looking at the character here, I bet is going to strongly consider swapping for another mage.
Yeah. This feels like a big Are You Rydia energy.
Still has 2 sirens. Could possibly even get one of the other mages situated for a slingshot.
And Flurry's definitely taken the advice of pop some sirens before you go do your MacGiant anyway.
Yeah. And there she is. Extra nuke.
Did Kane then go Cecil Poison Axe during the MacGiant fight?
Seems right to me. Hey, you don't even need to take that gear if you don't want to.
Yeah.
And a bluffed Palom will also contribute heavily to this grind.
Yeah, for sure. And he doesn't need any more levels too, either. So you can, if you think you can get Porom, Yang, and Cecil to 32 on 2 sirens.
I don't think you can here. I given that all 4 of the other characters are at 27 across the board, I think the sirens are just junk at this point.
Yeah.
But if Flurry's going to go peek this Murasame altar, that, I think, is kind of cute, and I kind of like it. No, he's going to go kill some warlocks to try to set up a slingshot. I think that's getting a little too...
You think it's a little too cute?
Fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw in another race a couple of runners take some unorthodox ways, though they were at notably lower level. And I think didn't have a way underground before doing the MacGiant grind.
Yeah. But this looks very much like an attempt to fight 2 packs of warlocks. We do have a heroine robe on Porom. I think I would like to have left the dwarf axe on Cecil to make sure we get the mute spell off, though.
Yeah.
But you get your life glitches off here, you will have the right levels, but you'll also be low on life potions for the rest of the team. Ow.
Well, those were really good targets, though.
Yeah, if you want 2 of them to be down on the ground, that's the 2. But you also probably want to have them standing for the next fight. Like, if Porom had failed to get... If Porom had been hit there, you just have to run and reset. Like,
yeah.
And it's all for naught. Goob about to get the unpleasant news. Surprise, you're going to be in go mode.
Yeah, we'll see what extra, if any, preparation before a MacGiant grind happens. Assuming a MacGiant grind happens.
Is going to be checking at least some shops. Cabins and cabins are nice. Yeah. All right, Flurry. 6 levels. 6 levels. 6. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, we're good.
That was exactly what you needed. Don't risk this on a second fight.
Yeah. Use that last exit, get it out of the inventory.
Yep. So are you just going to slingshot Palom and Rydia to nuke, or are you also going to get Porom to Holy, and in doing so, make Palom and Rydia veritable gods?
I am just getting the 2 kids to nuke. We've got an extra, likely, 250,000 left in the Giant, and 55-ish, so we got like 200,000 left on the map that we are likely to get and have to do to get Porom the rest of the way. If I really was paying attention to numbers, I might look and see like where I'd be looking more for an HP target for Porom than anything else.
Gotcha. I think for me, it would be at base, get the kids to nuke, but also if I am finding my team has a really good rotation here, I will absolutely take a few extra just for the buffer, and because they are effectively twice as much XP apiece for the black mages. So.
Yeah. Very reasonable.
Yeah, I don't think I intend to go too wholly on Porum here. Probably just try to make sure I have Cure 4. If even that. I don't know.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
Porum should be level 33, which means we're at like 25, 26 MacGiants to get her to holy.
Okay.
We're looking at a total of 30 for Paladinuk or 33 for Iridia. Yeah, 33 for Iridia is the base. Except then we're dividing that in half. So she's at she's at 17.
I used to just divide it exactly in half, but with Power Punch here, there's a decent, well, not with that arrangement. If we rearrange the team here, there's a good chance that you can get some doubles and everything. So I have reverted to just counting the total giants like you're suggesting, rather than
rather than like, being like, what's the minimum? What's the first number I have to get to of total of kills, rather than total kill counts. Yeah. Or finding a couple of red X's, or possibly this is too complicated for me to pay attention to in a race. I'm gonna not keep this.
Let's go.
Or want to take a vacation down to the beach tile, get some fruit, get some drinks with some fruit that's stuck in it.
So Goob not doing the manipulation. I wonder if he just uses the accident charts.
Or maybe he's one of the people who just says, I'll find this thing to eyeball.
With the Dwarf Axe and the Heroine Robe, it's probably not that difficult to run away from fights here.
Probably not. Really depends. Like, his Cecil's lower level, so it does have... the Dwarf Axe is doing extra work there, effectively.
Does run away without getting attacked. Okay, you gotta stop opening boxes, though. Come on, buddy.
Right.
You're just giving yourself more stuff to manage. Fleury has completed the manipulation. Looks like we're gonna have a little bit of setup here. I don't like Yang in slot 5 here for the aforementioned reason that Power Punch is the best way to get a double with this team. And he's it's easier to do that if you're earlier in the turn order.
Yeah, I'd want him to set her slot for accuracy, because I don't really care about his accuracy that much here, frankly. Or put him in slot 1 and in slot 2.
You know, I'll note, Goob here
did get it.
Spent a lot less time finding his searcher than Fleury did. That's pretty good. But of course, Fleury will have 2 nukers, both of whom are getting slung here.
I know I've been burned a few times just when I was early playing, and how long it took to find this single eyeball. That I just won't ever do it. Because it can be faster.
Yeah. I have, in the past, tended to be a little more willing to do it if I also had to do the giant bosses anyway, and I knew there were some freebies still hanging. Because then you can YOLO it on the way in, and if you have a bad tile, you can just go to the save point, see if your boss is free. If it is, great, don't worry about it. If it's not free, well, now you just do it step chart from the interior. But yeah, I do think that that's the old Inven, and the current Inven is of the opinion you really should just do the manipulation.
Yeah, and Flurry is like teetering on the edge of sometimes going to get the 2 hits for a kill and sometimes not.
Yeah, and I do understand why he elected to have Cecil in slot 1. You said you didn't care about the accuracy, but with the Poison Axe, that's clearly something that he is caring about here. Yeah.
But even in the center slot, that's a 1,400 point difference, I think. Where I just would rather have the steadier number out of Yang.
Yeah. Lordgoober did not find the Thunderclaw. Left like this one little chest hanging in the main cave of Eblin, and that had the goodie. So, doesn't quite have the anti-giant weaponry that that Flurry does in that regard. Does have an Ogre Axe instead of a Poison Axe, though. I do think Flurry's rotation here is going pretty well.
Yeah.
And honestly, I guess you don't want to get a whole bunch of doubles if you're down to only 5 life potions.
There is that, absolutely.
Yeah. You're like, I'll just kill them a little more straightforwardly. Maybe pour them a life 1, you know?
Lots of tiny things to consider. Some not so tiny, but...
Yeah. That's why on this flag set, I'm not a 10 life potion person. I'm a 20 or 30 life potion person since the prices came back down. I have had this exact situation being like, duh, how many do I want to kill?
Yeah, and I've had, oh shoot, I have no life potions for Z.
Yeah.
Let's have nothing go wrong at all. They've been pretty neck and neck. Flurry was a little bit ahead going down the hook route. Goober had just finished Ordeals and Flurry was finishing up Harp. And then through that, it was like maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes difference at the end of the hook route. But Flurry's been ahead, but not by that much.
Yeah, not prohibitively, yeah. But now, I didn't notice, how many life potions to spare does Lordgoober have?
He has 40.
I think this can swing it back the other way, actually. Like, Flurry did a great job setting up the slingshot here. But if Goob just does the full grind for the full team, and there are some nasty bosses up here, I think that'll help Goob out a lot, because pour him with a Heroine Robe, and even if Flurry does manage to get her to Cure 4 here, which he probably will, like, maybe you'd rather her be a little stronger than that.
Yeah, luckily Flurry is back on a cycle where Porum can throw life 1 casts again. Especially if Cecil keeps hitting in the mid 3Ks. Young should be safely hitting in the 5Ks.
Nearly out of Thor rages, but that's not a problem. We've already seen both the turtle and the and Odin. Just the main thing here is having a good way to summon more MacGiants if you decide you're not done yet. Poison Axe flipping to the Dwarf Axe.
And the stop cast, we're done. Wisely not quite trusting that Porum was going to get her turn in and cast the life potion before the power punch.
Yeah.
It was very likely it was all going to work out just fine, but...
I mean, just do a second grind and slingshot Ridion. Second, no.
Yeah, 576,000 is plenty.
Yeah, that'll put her at 49. Still not to holy, but yeah, has the Cure 4.
Which is the important thing in the next 2 fights.
Yeah. And yeah, that was roughly exact C's. Like, Rydia getting level 51 here. You know, just right over the nuke threshold for her.
Hey, look, an ogre axe.
Hey! I mean, Fleury has that lightsaber, so.
Yeah.
Oh, and Scythe Marshall pointing out in chat that Lordgoober may have missed a couple of life glitches because of the, I'm guessing a Thor Rage went off. And that is another thing about the pointer system. Like, if you throw your life potions here with, you know, Kane and Yang, but Porum has a Thor Rage queued up, Thor Rage will go off first, yeah. As the pointer comes back to your team.
It is important to know both your party's damage count so that you don't kill and then hit again to resummon before a life can get tossed in between. Or what you just said, knowing your pointers.
Yeah, and did kill one with Quake according to Scarcer. Gotcha. Yeah, that'll do it too. You will kill and you will resummon in one swoop. But looks like he's done grinding. I don't think that was... That didn't feel like a lot. We do have Cure 4 on Porum at least, but... Also, I will note that Fleury's count of entering Rydia's white magic menu is at 1. I count them both in the inventory and in combat. It's my favorite thing when people haven't done Dwarf Castle. I do it all the time, you do it all the time. Everyone enters Rydia's white magic menu.
For sure.
And we are getting a final bit of mileage out of that Fire Claw. I think there's so much HP here that, yeah, you just do the frog strats, and then you're probably doing quad 9s anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, the damage is nice, but there's basically 65,000 apiece here.
Stop opening boxes. Don't switch out an Aegis Shield for a Crystal Shield because they're functionally equivalent, frankly, for defense. These are small things that, as runners, you should be thinking about or considering or making sure you don't do to just hand time to your opponent later.
Yeah, and if you are doing it like there, you had to enter the menu at the save point anyway.
Right.
That's the key thing there, Emma. Marginally. It's definitely not worth the time to take a second menu, and it may not even be worth the time to go into the equip screen while you're at your save point menu.
I mean, I know I prefer an Aegis Shield, but I think there are some defensive stats. Crystal is better. Yeah. Like, Crystal is better at most defensive categories, but also doesn't give you the mage defense or the status protection for Petrify.
Yeah.
But marginal, like, you're not going to notice a difference in the numbers.
I do like Goob's strat here. Just gonna wait. Not gonna do a whole bunch of animations until it's time, until they're both frogs. And Fleury a little bit of bad luck. Reflected 4 breaths, and they all went on the Lunasaur that had not taken its turn yet.
Yeah, unlucky. But also, it's not like we're at a spot that has high magic. Especially high magic versus HP, so we're not on as much of a clock if we decide to just Zerk Yang.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you do want to get this flip though. That back one will... Okay, there we go. Yeah, the script has been flipped, okay.
Yeah. I think the fires were already queued.
Oh, and the other thing about shields as well is you can actually swap them out during combat while other animations are going on, and you don't even really lose time that way. Like, in this case, the last enemy we can see... Okay, Baron Guards and Asura are the last 2 mage types we'll be able to see this run. The others are accounted for already.
Yeah, and technically this is the last zombie I think that we'd see, so... getting a little bit of extra defense against the D-Lunar punches, but kind of immaterial overall.
Yeah. Because also, yeah, once you're done with your grind, you should probably not care a whole lot anyway, unless it's like a massive, massive swing. You know, power shirts and Zeus gauntlets, things like that. Adamant armors if you're on a flag set with them. Goob also only got the one frog.
Well, at least there's frog parity in the land.
Yeah. I think that's the first time anyone's ever said that sentence.
Excellent.
Like in real life.
Probably, yes. I mean, I don't know. I imagine someone said something very close to it. There's some scientist who studies frogs who has said it.
Okay. Well, at least there's frog parity in the land.
Just making notes in their expedition journal. They're counting
Yeah,
frogs.
I have to go search JSTOR right quick. Let's see. Oh my god, it's been cited 200 times! Never mind, frog parody is, Okay, hey, you know, your Aegis shield?
Yeah.
There you go. These guys will punch really freaking hard. So...
As evidenced by Rydia taking a nap immediately.
Yeah. Are you fishing for extra XP here, or are you just casting stone like Fleury is and getting the heck out of dodge?
Probably just casting stone. If I had had a run of luck, if we had been casting a bunch of status effect spells and they just hadn't been hitting, I might go to weak and both fish for XP and just make sure that I'm landing stuff.
Yeah.
But 150k is good enough.
This is kind of interesting because on a flag set where, say, you had Fu or Tella here, the D-Lunars fight is free if you have Star Veils and a little bit of patience. And you can Life 2 grind that fight at the CPU for so much XP. So... But also, I guess if you have Tella and Fu, you're just doing D-Machine before you do any of that anyway.
Yeah. You probably look at D-Lunar, it's like, well, that's going to take forever. It's going to take forever anyway, so I might as well just do my dragons and get out of here.
Yep. That is good news for Goob, though, because if he does, like, if Goob is able to, like, cover Palom, get the frog spell off, do a life glitch, that'll help his XP differential here, because you're gonna want nuke before you, you're gonna want nuke, simply put.
Yeah, I like Fleury's move there to fly the whale, land in Troya, and then take it to the moon.
Yeah, because it forces you to be in pilot mode anyway.
Yeah.
Reduce your animations by 1. Also just going for stone.
Yeah.
No, get your bonus XP!
Well, Porum got piggied, so the mute didn't happen. This is going poorly.
Is taking the reset, even though stone was landing. Wants that XP, and I can't really blame him here. Who knows what's at that Murrow altar? We've not seen Alt Gauntlet yet.
Yeah, Porum sitting at 1500 HP does not feel good when you know you only have one other fight.
But yeah, cover gonna do some good work here.
I'm pretty sure Hoover's Porum has Gear 4.
Evil Wall at Murrah. Okay, good. Did you get the... I looked away. Life potions geared up? Yeah! Okay. I am pleased to see that.
Yeah, and Porum only can have 1520 HP at level 48 is the first level that happens, which is also coincidentally the level for learning Cure 4.
Oh, thank you, Scythe. I forgot to keep looking for it. I made the joke about entering Rydia's white magic menu and completely forgot. Thank you.
And there is Nuke and Holy for the kids.
That's great for Goob. Great for Goob.
Yeah.
It is funny. I think we've seen more unused sirens on this flag set than a lot of other, you know. Like, it's weird that you have a limited amount and you're still not using all of them, you know? But,
Right.
you know?
But it's also correct a lot of the time.
Yeah. Live staff, good. Make up for that heroin robe a little bit.
Yeah, you're very much not unhappy to see that.
Jetty, jetty, jet seed. Even with the hook route.
Yeah, just all those key items that led to other key items that we needed for go mode. Which all like started mostly like at the beginning, and then getting the ordeals setting you on the final chain with a vessel hero.
Level 53 Rydia, level 59 Palom. Turn order here makes a lot of sense. This is looking very much Cecil throws crystal, Yang puts up a veil, and then bounce all your spells off. Not gonna heroin robe Porum though. Okay.
Well, it actually makes sense if you're doing this party order, because Heron Robe Porum probably goes first then, and should have been in the middle if that way.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was just thinking that Catclaw Yang might still outpace her, but no, definitely. Yeah.
It's close anyway, but like you're still like you're hoping to not skip Cecil, I imagine.
Yeah. The other thing that I know that I also do is the last minute. Let me double check this menu one more time. Let me check my menu one more time. Like the amount of things that I will change after my final save point honestly kind of annoys me with how I play. Because there'll just be like 3 things I meant to do that I forget about until I'm on the walk to Zeromus, and I'm not going to go back out and save. Especially if you already taken the portal, of course. So.
Yeah, and it's for me, it's always a factor of how much have I been playing lately, and how focused have I been in my play. To where like if I've been really grinding out seeds and been paying attention, and I'm doing those things in the proper order, then not worried about it. But if I'm just playing kind of haphazardly, yeah, doing this all the time, checking the menu 2 or 3 times more times than I should.
It looks like we just needed to swap Yang and Cecil to have the perfect setup for that, but this will be fine. Just a little bit more menuing to target your reflected spells. Taboo being one of the enemies from what's the most recent Smash Brothers?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's one of the bosses from a Smash Brothers storyline mode. It might not be the most recent one, but I think it's the most recent one. Brawl. It's from Brawl's adventure mode. Okay. Thank you. Oh yeah, the most recent one was like the weird angelic thing, and then there was also a darkness one after you beat it, and there's like, oh, there's a World of Darkness too, surprise! Yeah. Brawl had the really good adventure mode, right? Like it was very much essentially a giant Kirby game, right?
I don't think I honestly don't remember, and I haven't played an adventure mode of Smash Brothers since the first one to any great degree.
Yeah, Subspace Emissary, that's an opening side. Yeah, that was super fun. Even before I knew what a speedrun was, my roommate and I had a fun time doing casual speedruns of that with each other. Anyway, not a whole lot to say about the Z-Fire, right?
No, we're doing Reflect. We're doing a little bit of supplemental punching with Yang and kind of be.
Yeah. You just don't want to tip past the 40 what thousand mark? 45,000? Is that right?
45 is the real number, but I start, like, I'm doing 1200. I start doing like 41.
Apparently, one of us may have had brief Discord connectivity issues.
Yeah, you've sounded fine to me the entire time, so maybe it was me? Yes.
It's fine. Discord robots people sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not something we have much control over. Does this nuke do it? Nope.
How about this nuke? Are we there
Does
yet?
this nuke? Well, we missed getting the 1:23:45 finish time, which is my favorite finish time in any seed, so.
Yeah, and people in chat wondering why Goober did do the hairdryer's just there and the sunrise that it was to get SL2 exactly 28 with Dwarf Axe. Seems legit, and I also agree with the it's not something you really should worry about. If he's going to be at 27, then you just leave the Dwarf Axe on, or off and go with him at 32. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't stress about it.
Yeah.
But GG's to Fleury.
Yeah, advances to 3-0. Has to be feeling pretty good, especially given his drawing himself into the group of death.
Yeah, and getting a win over Joe, I'm sure felt good, and just the overall 3-0-ness. What, 5 rounds?
I believe so, and so I think if we go to the standings, we may have an idea of who he gets to play next week. Let's see. MacGiant group, no, the other... He should play the winner of Garen and Dekar Smash. So whoever wins that one will be the other 3-0 player. And I don't think there's anyone else to choose from in the 3-0 division at that point. So that'll be a fun match either way. That'll be exciting as well.
It will.
Yeah. Super close run here as well. Just minutes apart from each other, as we can see. Big thing is Goob's grind didn't quite get the kids to the power needed, I would say. Like, a little slower, no nuke, no holy, no extra nuke, like Fleury had. And I think just needs to prune down the looting just a little bit. There were a lot of, like, doing alert chests and lower babble when the team couldn't really pull a whole lot of things out of there. And you knew you were only a darkness crystal from go mode, too. So.
Yeah, and I think not thinking about what your minimum required stuff for a fast MacGiant grind is, and having more anti-giant technology. Like, Porn was doing really good work, but I really want Young and Kane to have good anti-stuff if you've got them.
Yeah, but very well played by Goob. Again, you know, Goob, especially early on in the tournament, was very MacGiant averse, but I think that grind went wonderfully. I think just needed a few more kills in it and would have been even smoother sailing. So yeah, great play by Goob here as well. And this is going to probably just be like a 5-minute difference, which is pretty negligible on this flag set.
Also, Invent, don't turn around too fast, but Fleury has found us on our Super Secret hideout.
Oh, Fleury's with us?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
Did you want a direct seed without any kind of variance for your 2-0 match?
I know. That's. I guess don't give me that next week.
Yeah, you have to fight Garen or Dakar next week.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on either of those matchups?
Both are kind of scary for different reasons. Dekar, I think is pretty obvious that it's really good.
Yeah, contender to win the whole thing for
Yeah,
sure.
so gonna have to try to sneak something out there. And Garen is probably the player who has put in the most practice this entire flag set, and that tends to usually pay off. Have you seen him 2-0 so far? So I think at the point now where every match is going to be pretty difficult. So want to get the third win. I think the third win is what's going to get you into bracket. So if I could finish top 2, great. But if not, it's okay.
Yeah, I don't think there was a whole ton to really ask about the seed, regrettably.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure. I didn't want to have to do like 17 plus 17 MacGiants, or something like whatever it would have taken to get Palom to nuke. At that point, do you think it would have been worth it to just go a little lower and rely on one Berserker and maybe Porum getting the job done?
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't help also that your 2 giant fights are both perfectly doable with with low level teams even.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. I do think I said this is one thing I said early in the flag set though. When you were at Fabul and you only bought 10 life potions, I did say that I would have liked to have seen you bought at least 20 while there, find something else to sell, just because.
Man, I didn't have much else to sell there really.
I know.
I thought about it. But told myself to go buy more life potions before the giant grind, and then of course I forgot to do it. So
yeah. I just think that especially because you didn't have a white mage yet, you're gonna use some of them with this team just until you get your white mage online, and then if you do have a team where you have to do basically 16 plus 16, and the other thing that I've learned the hard way is you can when you are doing your grind, if you're trying to accelerate your grind by getting double life glitches, you're burning through them even faster, so.
yeah, I wasn't good. I'm not nearly as proficient as some people in this voice call when it comes to getting doubles. I'd rather focus ideally on getting singles faster and having a good rhythm going, and it actually worked out pretty well, I think.
Oh yeah, your team was, you did very well with it. Absolutely.
I'm curious if you knew that you were going to get enough levels out of the Warlock Siren to get the sling, or if you were just hoping.
I mean, I had 2, so if it didn't, I was pretty sure that even if I had to go back to Earth and do another egg, that would have been enough. But I really didn't think 2 yellow dragons would have gotten the job done. I don't think that's going to take the team from 27 to 32.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that was a pretty clever play.
And you get double nuke. That takes care of that.
Yeah, it sure does.
Well, GG's.
Yeah. I'll hop on out of here. Appreciate y'all taking the time to watch me run. Been balancing this and a couple other games. My former 2v2 partner decided to get into fighting games and chose Strive as their first game.
Wait. The kiddo, the youngin'?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
Who's been here in chat?
Yeah, Emma's been here in chat, so it's been pretty fun to do the same story arc that you kind of went through, right? When it comes to learning fighting games, learning Strive, you hate every character that's not your own.
It was a very important part in my growth as a free enterprise player as well. It's great for destroying your ego, But at the same time, you do look at like the top players of any fighting game, and you're like, dang, they have a massively inflated ego. So I wonder what the sweet spot is. And GG's Goob. Very, very clean Zeromus fight as well. Good race. This was a fun one to watch.
Yeah, I thought Goober coming in like on an execution level was right up there with me, to the point where if I make a mistake, I can easily be passed up. So Goober's gotten a lot better over the past year. So definitely came in with a fair amount of concern, and we kind of had the same route. I would imagine if he didn't get the double slingshot that I got with 2 nukes, that's going to leak time quite a bit. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So appreciate y'all. I'll hop out, and thanks again.
Hey, GG's.
Yeah, GG's.
Does Goob want us to pop over to the workshop for an interview?
Well, I know I've got to do a little bit of running pretty soon, so I don't think we'll take time for an interview. But appreciate the thought, and GG's for both Fleury and Goober. If you want to talk us out.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Just so you know, there is another community jank stream. Scarcer is going to be restreaming Judge Joe versus Blues Eclipse over at, well, here, I'll type it in the chat. At this link. So if y'all want more fun jank streams, I know I'll be watching there and being sassy in the chat. So yeah, that's a good one. And there is, of course, an official restream tonight. Tybalt versus Bard on Free Enterprise. That is also starting in 15 minutes. So put jank stream on one, official stream on the other, and have a good time, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.